I made
Jenna, can you hear us?
Yes.
Say that again.
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, there you are.
Can you hear me?
Look at it, so.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just draft comments, and discussion is gonna keep going. So it's
Exactly.
just-
Okay, we set.
Yeah, we're good.
All right, I'd like to call the oh my goodness, December 8th. Council on Aging meeting to order. We will start with attendance, approve our minutes. Select board update with Karen Rose Gillis. Thank you so much for faithfully attending, Karen. We have an Elder and Human Services report and updates with Chris, trust fund report and funding request and vote. Recal draft document feedback discussion continued, working group assignment and vote, member removal discussion and vote, future agenda items and adjourn. And of course, we want to acknowledge, actually, let's take attendance, okay? Do we take attendance when we're on? I don't get this. You take attendance to the select board meetings?
We're all usually there.
Exactly. Well, we're all
Well, we
here.
don't,
If you're all there, then you're all set. You just
Yeah,
call
okay, good.
well,
Yeah, we've got 6 voting members. We've got 6, yeah, okay. And we have to acknowledge that tonight is our fearless leader, Chris Kowalski's final meeting. And we wish him the best as he moves on to.
Applauding you.
Sure you are.
And we thank you for your commitment to the seniors in Reading and your passion for them and all the service that you've provided and the great programs that you have done over the years. And we know you will do an outstanding job in your new position as Director of Elder Service. What is it called over there?
North Cambridge Senior Center.
But Director of the North Cambridge,
Yeah.
Director of the North Cambridge Senior Center. Very good. That's. Thank you, Chris. It's been
Yeah, and
great working with you.
If
We
I
thank
can
you.
just chime in too, I want to thank you, Chris, for all your hard work the past few years. It's been great working with you. We've accomplished so much as a team, and you'll be missed by so many at the center. And I just wish you the best of luck and success in your new role. And I'm sure that we'll be seeing a lot of you because you live in town.
Yes, and there is a tea tomorrow at 10 o'clock here at the at the Pleasant Street Center as a send off and acknowledgement. So if anyone is able to join, 10 to 10 on.
Just tend to.
all day.
Sure, all
You
day.
don't have anything to do.
Yeah, so just, if you have a chance to stop in, we're all here tonight too as well. Thank you, Chris. So, the minutes, you got them late today. There was a lot there. So I know I had a chance to read through them this morning and I didn't really have a chance to read through them again. I felt like did anybody have a chance to look through them? Because there really is a lot of information there.
Just quickly.
See, I don't think that this is a just quick, because I was wondering about, did you look through them, Chris?
I didn't get a chance today.
Okay, and you're done. Nancy, I just wondered if there were, I mean, you said that you watched the meeting again. Because Chris had done an AI recap of the meeting
Yeah.
too.
And I couldn't find it, so.
And this one was so detailed and it seemed to add a couple things that I didn't remember were actually even discussed, were even said.
And it may have.
Yeah,
And I can take those out.
I'm just
but
not
I
sure
didn't
what they
catch-
are. But,
I didn't catch that.
yeah, I mean, if other people felt like it reflected everything, then it's just me. But I feel like it was very thorough and I, like even something that I think I said was like, I'm not sure that I exactly said it that way. So,
Yeah, I could run it through another one, or I found yours, Chris, after I ran mine through ChatGPT, so
What do people think about looking at the minutes? Cause it's not something that cause these were incredibly comprehensive. And, I think they were, I don't know that we can. I would prefer to hold off and review them. Give more time to them, unless anybody feels differently in reviewing the minutes.
I did note one thing, the reporting on the event that Marilyn reported on. It was described something as like library open house, it's really called Connected Reading, and we should put that title in
Yeah.
instead of library open house.
Right. There were a couple of things, yeah. And also there were some missing members who were in
Yeah,
attendance.
I got
Yes,
those, Ron and John S.
were here, and then also members who were missing. You just left that blank, which is, yeah. Everyone else.
Didn't you at that meeting, or was it the meeting before, say, okay, and all the people that aren't here aren't present, or something like that, so.
Well, and that's one of the things that we'll talk about tonight, the member removal, so we can,
But I can fill that in.
and we'll just hold off on that. And then Nancy, you had resubmitted the October minutes, but you were just gonna take out that last
I
line
did.
that said, yeah. So I wanted to, just send it to me again, and I'm gonna share it with the town
Okay.
to, 'cause
I think I did,
well, I needed an email format.
I know,
Oh.
I'll put it in that, but I know how much you love paper.
I'm throwing it in the trash, no, give it back, I hate paper.
The October, my name is spelled wrong.
Okay, so,
INETT. One,
TT.
one and two T's.
oh, hi Karen. So, okay,
I knew.
so, yeah, cause I was ready to upload it, I was ready to send it to town clerk, and then I saw that last line, and I'm like, I can't edit a PDF.
Yeah.
So just, if you can just correct Karen Panet's spelling, and then it already took out the last name, and email it to me, that would be great. Thank you. Okay, so select board update?
And if that's anything, my coworker can certainly fill us in. To the minutes you had that I was gonna look into Mark Doxer and the liaison position. And with Recal, and I talked about it with people, but I don't have an answer. Maybe you have an answer, but I feel like I didn't get an answer to my question. What was the question? So we talked about Mark Doxer is the liaison.
Yes.
And now we did talk about it, actually, he's kind of like the special liaison, but there's nobody currently on the select board as part of.
Correct, so we would have
Permanent
to,
building.
like his,
Thank you.
so his role is independent of whether he's a select board member or not, he's a select board designee. So if he steps down, we can fill it again with a current member of the select board, but otherwise we have to we have to kick Mark off, it's like, yeah,
So there we go.
that's how we structured it.
Okay,
So
so,
he's a special designee.
so that would be something that you as a select board would discuss.
Yeah, if somebody felt like Mark wasn't fulfilling the needs, is that what the
That's
issue's being
consensus.
raised?
But is he acting as a liaison since he's not on the select board? He's not.
We were curious because he's no longer, and he's the select board designee. So we
On
were
that building
curious.
committee.
Yes.
On the
Yes, on the
permanent
building
building.
committee,
Yes.
yes.
Concerned about reporting back to the select board.
No, we were, well, we were wondering, does he still fulfill that role, and does he report back to the select board? That was the question from the council.
We could invite him, he hasn't come and reported back to us.
Yeah.
But when I'm able to attend the building committee meetings, he's there, actively participating, and
Right,
Nancy
right.
knows, cause she's there too.
He goes to PBC, it just, there's
Oh,
no
me
link
too.
back, there's no link back to the select board, that's the missing link there.
Yeah, I would agree, and it's a little awkward, just
Yeah.
because we gotta kick him off, and like, that wouldn't be nice, so,
Could you make a liaison in addition to it? I don't know.
Or you just have a.
We just don't have a liaison, you have an appointee to it, it's what you've got, just like.
I'm the liaison to the permanent building committee, but not to the school project specifically.
Okay. So you're the liaison, let's see.
To recap?
Yeah.
No,
So the permanent building committee, which is
Permanent.
permanently, which is,
Okay,
recal's part of that.
okay,
It's different than how the school's set up, because the school was a completely independent committee and.
Yeah.
what do you, do you, those of you who raised that question, do you have additional questions that we want to make sure? Okay,
It was just a procedural.
okay, yeah, okay. All right, thank you.
We're in budget season right now, so we have a lot of budget meetings that are going on. Nice presentations last week from police, fire, IT, Board of Health. I'm missing somebody.
We ended with Board of Health, didn't we?
I think so. Very detailed, trying to keep everybody's budgets down. We're beginning the process for town manager review process, and we're trying to close the RCTV contract stuff, which should happen this month. It has to happen this month.
Okay, great. And I do notice that Jean and Ron just joined us remotely. So may AI reflect that they are in attendance as well virtually. Okay. Yes, and Tom came. So, great. Excellent, boy. Chris, you brought everybody up tonight. Excellent.
Karen, do you want to add anything to the select board?
No, great job. Thank you.
On the budget presentations of, elder and human services presented yet, and
We have more tomorrow. Got a full slate tomorrow.
Okay,
Is
is it tomorrow or is it Wednesday?
Is it Wednesday?
Oh,
Jenna or Jane.
yeah, it's one of those next two nights. Yep.
She's right, I think it's tomorrow.
It is this week.
And are the presentations available in the packet?
Yes.
Yes.
They are in the packet, and you can also watch it on RCTV.
Thank you.
Yeah, it goes because there's not a consistent, it's not a consistent town of Reading format. Everybody's like doing their own thing. So that's what so it's posted. Or at least but it actually was in our inbox.
It
So
was
I
in the
haven't-
packet.
It's probably.
So it's on. Very good presentations, though. Pretty in-depth.
Thank you. Any questions? So Chris, your final elder and her human services report and update.
Yes, first I want to start off with thank yous. Before I go into the report, you know, it's been great being here for the past 3.25 years. The support that's been giving has been amazing. So I want to thank Jenna. Her support has been amazing, and I always know that she's always been there, no matter what. And I'm really grateful for that. So thank you, Jenna, for all that. And no matter what time of day or night, I know she's always been there. So thank you to Jenna. I also want to say thank you to the staff here at the Pleasant Street Center. The staff has done an outstanding job over the past 3 years. There's been a lot of growth, and that's not easy. And it takes a lot of time and effort and energy. You know, we've grown over the past 3 years. And you know, it's not, it wasn't me. It's a team effort. You know, it's the staff, it's Jenna, it's the select board, it's the COA, it's everyone. This is not a one-man show. This is not a, you know, one person can't do it. It's a team effort. And it's an amazing team here, with great support and energy. And just to see what's been done over the past 3 years, you know, is amazing. So thank you all. I appreciate you all the time, energy and effort over the past 3 years and everything that's been accomplished. You know, it's just outstanding and amazing, from a friends group, which we didn't have anything to do with, but it was created, to you know, the recal vote, to our increased in numbers and everything. So kudos, and job well done, everyone. You know, this Pleasant Street Center is in great hands with Jenna, and the staff here, and the staff work endlessly. I mean, just look at our volunteer program. We went from 0 when I started to, we have over 70 now. You know, Carrie works endlessly with social services, and social services is getting harder. That's something to keep in mind, you know, mental health. You know, there's just so many areas in social services, and Carrie works endlessly, so. Joe with transportation, that's increased, but no one misses a ride, which is amazing. We have Anna with such amazing programs. You know, that I do think other places look to see what we do. And Anna has just done amazing bringing top tier programs to the Pleasant Street Center. You know, Janet, and then we have Linda at the front desk. I mean, dear God, Linda, you know, she fields, I don't know how many phone calls, well over 600 phone calls a month. And she does it with a smile on her face. So, I mean, at least I get to go upstairs to my little corner and stop smiling for a few minutes, and Linda's right out front and smiles and is happy. So, but the staff here, and then we have Olivia, the nurse, came on. It's filling in big shoes with Elise before that. It's just, oh, it's amazing staff, and amazing volunteers. So thank you all. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Chris, because you have also, I mean, I volunteers, I didn't realize you went from 0 to 70, that's outstanding. But also you developed an excellent staff. You brought, you know, you've got a full staff.
Yeah.
And that took some time and
Yeah.
it hasn't been in place, but you saw that position.
Well, It wasn't me. I can't take credit because Jenna was right there next to me the entire time. So I want to make sure I cannot take full credit
Thank you, Jenna.
for that. So Jenna was right there. So anyhow, as you can see, November was a good month. We had a lot going on. Again, we had, I just realized before this meeting, it's missing a couple of numbers, so I didn't get the Ramblers walking group in there, so these numbers are slightly low. But well over the 3,000 mark that I've always had a goal of. But you know, the numbers just continue to stay strong. Volunteers are strong. So you can take a look down through there. So it's a good November. We had some great events. Thank you to Brad Jones, Rich Haggerty, for the Thanksgiving dinner. It was really nice. It switched from Hillview to Teresa's Prime in North Reading. And they switched from we did it on a Friday, and people liked the Friday. It was kind of nice. We had a great turnout. We had, the hard part is, there was a cap this year of 175. I think being the first year, we may be able to increase that a little bit more. We had like 171 show up, always a few at the last moment they canceled. But great event, very nice venue. The staff there were amazing. The owner came out. So I can't thank, like I said, Brad Jones, his wife Linda Jones, Rich Haggerty, their staff, and the restaurant for an amazing event on the 21st. On the 20th, we had the police Harrow's chicken annual police dinner with Harrow's. Great turnout. I think we had 68 people. Harrow's donated the chicken pot pies. The police took care of everything. It's always such a great event. So I want to thank the police chief, David Clark, and all the officers in Reading for putting on another wonderful event. So great event. We had a couple really nice programs this year, in November. We had Harvey Leonard from Channel 5. I was going to say 5. I was right. Come in, do an amazing climate change talk and meteorology. So that was really cool. Good turnout for that. Had over 60 people for that. So people really enjoyed that. And then we had a big dig talk, lunch and learn. So Anna had, you know, some great programs in November. So again, we had great November. Adopt a Family had some record numbers. Carrie said, so right around 100 recipients and over 160 donors for Adopt a Family for the Thanksgiving, Christmas, Thanksgiving, Christmas. But she's been working really hard with that, getting the Adopt a Family, continuing to get it running this year. So kudos to Carrie. So I think that's, as you can see, there's some wait lists. We had the Lunch and Learn, Big Dig had 16, Climate Talk had 8, Thanksgiving dinner, we had 10 people. So it actually worked out pretty well, but great. It was a great November number wise. And again, I cannot say thank you to the staff for their amazing work. So that's my report.
Can I just speak up? Oh, you have a question?
I just have a question. What's non-clinical services?
Non-clinical support services would be, it would be. Give me a minute after I'm done. I will look it up because I can't remember what I throw into that category.
Okay, doesn't matter.
It
And
certainly
like
is growing, increasing.
Yeah,
And what about with this walk-in scheme? Are they just walking in?
Yep.
Registered for a program?
yeah. If someone just walks through the door to ask a question, just to kind of for information or to sign up usually, or something like that. We like to keep track of it, just so we have an idea, just like phone calls. Gives us an idea of what's kind of going on a little bit and how much like the front desk is, having demand and take care of. Same, yeah. Coming in to use a computer or something, could be a walk-in. So
Does this transportation include the transportation provided under the other program, medical transportation?
this does not. I usually at the end of the fiscal year, I kind of throw those numbers in, but this does not include the ATS, alternative transportation, medical transportation. This, usually my report just includes what Joe and what we do here through this center. But usually towards the end of the fiscal year, I throw those numbers in which would be, June, into June. Which would then be July for the June report. Good question.
And then you won't be here next month to report back on, I did attend the intergenerational activity game night.
That's right.
The game night, I came late, just to see what was going on and got sucked right in. Because they were playing Jeopardy and Chris and his daughter were leading it. It was so much fun. And it was so great talking to the high school students because they were talking about how much they love this activity. There were 9 of them, there were 5 of us, 5 of the 60 plus, but they really look forward to this month. In fact, they talked about even doing it more often,
Yeah.
the types of activities. So I just wanted to, acknowledge the high school intergenerational club. What is it?
Yeah, Bridging Generations.
Bridging Generations Club, because they really committed to this group and they really enjoy serving. So I want to give them thanks and acknowledge their efforts. And it was a really fun Jeopardy night.
It's a good group of kids. The student that started it, she is now at university, but she started a couple years ago. We usually do more. We just had it's taken a little while to get it going this year. But there has been a transition. Her sister, who's in the high school here, has taken over with a few other students. But that's one of those programs. It's been amazing. They thought about the idea at the high school students. It started as a seed and it grew into a flower we've been doing it for a handful of years now. And the students really like it. The older adults that come, really enjoy it. We were a little late getting I was a little late getting the notice out for this past Jeopardy, so we had a little bit lower attendance, but students like it, participants enjoy it, and it's always pretty fun. A good event.
Could I just say something on this activities report? Well, I'm sure more than anybody in this room, I go to different senior centers, particularly 3 of them in addition to this one. And I know the activities here, between what Chris, Jenna, and particularly Anna does, as far as setting them all up, is far superior, particularly as far as the diversity goes. I think that's a credit to everybody here. I think that just should be mentioned. I just want to bring that up.
Thank you.
Thank you, John.
Okay, trust fund reports.
Sorry, one other, Nancy, just to go back to your other question. Non-clinical support services would be like, lamp repair. Services that's not clinical,
Okay,
so hairdresser, shine, some things like that. So I differentiate clinical and non-clinical. And that's a very good question. Trust funds. As you can see, go down through here. The trust funds have been great. Have any questions? After tonight, I would ask Jenna, sorry, Jenna, that was fun to say. Feel free to take a look at the trust funds, each one. I am going to have to do, I am going to request some funds tonight from the Burbank Trust. It's been a couple years now since we've had ARPA. We purposely haven't been touching the trust funds to help them grow since we've had ARPA. We haven't been touching the trust fund. So it's been nice that they've been able to grow. But we are getting to that point now where not all, but most majority of the ARPA is used up. And we have to kind of get through a little transition period right now between now and when we get the new payment system going. So I am going to ask for some funds just up to, doesn't mean we're going to use all of it. But like previously, for new members, usually once a month, if you're kind of new to the COA, we would always request funds. We would, to help pay for birthday lunch, movie and pizza and activities, whatever activities. So, tonight, what I'd like to do, and then, Jenna will probably come back at the next meeting, maybe in January, but, at some point. Anyhow, we have some community lunches and, birthday lunch coming up in December and January. So I'm not just asking for one, so just keep that in mind. It's not just 1 month, but multiple months here. And some exercise and instructors coverage so we can get through this transition page, so we can get the payment system and everything up and going. So what I'm going to ask, my final ask is 20 up to, I'm just going to go up to 5,000 to cover community lunches, birthday lunch, December and January, and some exercise instructor costs in December and January. So up to 5,000.
So those 3 activities for 2 months.
Yes, yeah. So community lunches, birthday lunch in January, and a few exercise instructor fees in December and January.
So how many community lunches?
It would be 6.
Okay.
6 with 1 birthday lunch on top of that, yeah.
Would somebody like to make a motion?
Could you just give us a bit of a breakdown, what lunches cost, what the,
They've been varying, community lunches are right around I'm calculating 350. I've requested from Professor's Market to really watch, so the last one actually just came in, not today's, but last week's community lunch came in at 280. But, sometimes they go higher, sometimes they go a little bit lower, so I'm going 350 to kind of stay in the middle, kind of an average.
So 6 times 350.
so, and you're asking 5,000?
Well, for community lunch, birthday lunch, and exercise costs as
So
well.
what are the exercise costs? I mean, the numbers just aren't jiving with me.
Now, just keep in mind, up to, so there's more likely we're not going to use all that. Exercise cost, it depends on the instructor and the class, like best exercise. You know, she comes twice a week. So it's, I'd have to go back and look at my invoices.
And you're talking 5 or 6 lunches going forward, right? That this would cover-
Yeah, now it may, you know, if the costs are a little bit lower, like I said, keep in mind, I'm covering, but some of the lunches are higher sometimes, $4.50, depending on what we have. So, you know, usually somewhere between 50 and 75. We have one instructor that's a little bit higher, closer to 100 per class.
So if the lunches average 400, 400 times 6 is $2,400.
Yep,
There's a big difference between 2,400 and 5,000.
yep.
I know
But that's
you say up to,
But that's also, yeah, that's for the lunch side plus, so 7 lunches. So keep in mind 7 lunches because of birthday lunch.
okay, so that brings it up, okay, to 20.
So
Okay.
let's say. So you're at roughly 2,500, depending on the cost. Sometimes they're a little bit higher. So that's why I'm doing up to. I don't want to go short. I'm going a little bit high. So we have
Physical
enough funds.
activities would cost another 2,500.
I'm gonna say 200 or 2,000. You know, for at least December, January. We probably will not, this is 2 months. You know, this is also, we had an increase in birthday participants, so birthday costs a little bit more because a couple of years ago you wanted $10 gift cards. So usually that right off the bat is anywhere between $100 and $150 for gift cards on top of the lunch and the cake and everything else. What's that?
Oh.
Per month.
No, per
That's
month.
right.
Yeah, per month, and our numbers have increased, so. You know, instructor cost, you know, Zumba's $100 right now, per class until we renegotiate, and hopefully it'll go lower. You know, and that's 2 months worth of class, so that could be easily $500, $600 for classes. That's 400 for 1 month, 800 for the second month. So just so bear with me here, John. So let's say 2,500 for meals. That'll get you through December and January. Let's say averaging, usually it's a little bit low because of the holidays, but I'm just gonna average just in case we need it. 4 times, that's 800 for Zumba. It's right around 500 for art per month, give or take a little bit. So that's up to another 1,000 right there for the 2 months. So if you're at 2,500, that's 4,500. And that doesn't include strength and balance, yoga, chair yoga.
So the students don't pay
You know.
that. Steve Greco anymore.
What's that?
Steve Greco doesn't get paid by the students anymore.
We haven't done that for a while because of the ARPA funds, John.
Okay.
But if you add it all up, you're easily at 5,000. But throw in the holidays. Now, like I said, please keep in mind, we're cushioning and this is 2 months. So,
Well, wait,
Maybe
Marilyn,
lunches.
Marilyn first, sorry.
That's, I understand all your math. I'm concerned about a slippery slope here. If you read the documents behind virtually all the trust funds, they talk about their intent and restriction and how the money is to be expended. And for example, most of them, if not all, other than, I think, Burbank then turns around and says it's unrestricted, but if you read all the documents about what the donor wanted, paying for staff was not something that was in scope of what they wanted us to go to. The intent was for us to fund things that are above and beyond what the elder services can normally handle. And it's a gray line, because if it's new, you don't handle it yet, but then once it's there, it's not, although there's the inside of minutes where, so Nancy Heffernan was her name, still is her name, she addressed that and said if it was something we had initiated and it was gonna continue, we could do it. But if it was business as usual, she saw that as outside the scope of what the intent of these trust funds were. So I'm concerned about the ones that are paying for hires, I don't know what category of staff you consider them, but we're paying a fee to hire some people to staff events. And I'm concerned about the slippery slope that we might be getting into with that. The other one is things like the birthday lunch. What we actually took on originally was simply birthday cake. And it used to be that the town purchased the lunches through Meals on Wheels. And that kind of went with the pandemic, but have we explored going back to things like that? And I'm not personally opposed to a transition exception we might make, but in terms of what our budget thinking is, that's not the kind of thing that most, if not all, of funds, when you read the letters from the people and their lawyers and all the rest of it, had in mind, and we'll run out of money. The other piece along that line, Nancy Griffin, I'm getting used to it, Jen, I think this is what you were asking, but I find it. She used to provide an annual, here's the average percent interest that we're getting on these things, so you can safely budget or reasonably budget next year, 2% of principal or something like that. I think $5,000 is probably a pretty big bite to hit all at once, because we don't know what that number is, because they haven't sent us anything like that in years now, and we need to get back into a standard process of asking the trust commissioners to tell us what's the range of what we can, reasonably, no one can predict perfectly, but reasonably and safely predict for the interest for the coming year before we start doing this. And again, I'm not trying to be such a style like Rob, I want to use Debbie Downer. I don't want to be Debbie Downer here, but I'm concerned we're going into budget cycle and having to spend a lot of time with these orientation materials, looking at this. It's very clear on many of them that they want it to be above and beyond normal business of elder services, and this isn't for the most part. So we need to be cautious about that. And I know some of the new people who've never seen these documents yet. They're coming. But
So-
I'm concerned.
So what I would say is this is not normal. First of all, I mean, I don't look as instructors as staff. When I say staff, I think, salaried staff. Does that mean if you're paying a program with a performer, you can't do that as well?
It's a one-time thing. If it's something that like this that we do every single week. I think it's a very fine distinction.
Jean, I see that your hand is raised, but Nancy had a question too, and then you, Jean. Nancy?
I was just curious, are the community lunches the one on Monday?
Yeah.
And I think just what Marilyn's talking about, if I can piggyback on that, it's just when does it become part of the operating expenses? Birthday lunches were new in XYZ year, but now they're standard. So is that an expense that should be taken on by the town? If it can't be taken on by the town, then I would argue that it continues to be something that needs to be funded through the trust funds, if we want to maintain it. So I think it's just a decision.
Jean?
Hi, my thought on this is this should be, especially for the programming, should be part of a budget that has been allotted to the PSC. And if there is difficulty with that dollar amount to provide these programs, then I think now is the time, not even waiting for any technical way to pay for the participants themselves, but do a cash base. I don't think this should be coming out of the trust funds. And as far as the birthday lunches, maybe it's time just to go back to a birthday cake. I think 5,000 is quite a bit to be taken out of the trust funds. I think the trust funds have been there for a purpose other than the general programming of the facility. This should be coming out of a budget that has been allotted to do programs. If not, definitely, let's not wait, start charging. Because the ARPA funds have been used and everyone is, to be honest with you, very happy to be coming for free. So I think now is not the time to start pulling out of the trust funds for items that should be taken out of a general budget.
Thank you, Jean. We don't have a motion anyway. You need money to run some of these programs.
I mean,
So,
you know, we can't make,
yes.
Make the motion to support this request for $5,000 for
up to,
Up to $5,000 for the birthday lunch. Selected exercise instructors and community lunches.
For the
during
months of-
December, January.
Is there a second?
Second.
Further discussion? Karen?
Is there any way we can quickly get information on what the interest is expected for this year, so we know how big a bite 5,000 is? So we've got 6 more months left to go in this fiscal year.
Jenna?
Yeah. Diane said that she'd be getting that to us within the next couple weeks. And also, if you look at how much Chris has asked for on a monthly basis before the ARPA funds, it was around like 800, 1,000 every month for birthday lunch, pizza, and a movie. So he's asking for it in bulk right now, just to give us a little buffer. We do have ARPA funds still remaining for the community lunches, but we can use it until the end of 2026. So we just want a little bit of a buffer for now until we do get our new software up and running. We're going to be selecting our new software, and then it takes 3 months of implementation, which we didn't know. They do like very intense training, and we want to get everyone at the center up to speed, all the 60+ population, all the rec folks. So the rollout's going to take a little bit longer than we had anticipated. So we just want to make sure that we have a buffer, but we do still have operating funds. We still do have some ARPA funds, but this will just give us a little bit of peace of mind so we can get to where we need to get to until the new fiscal year. And then again, in the new fiscal year, we'll have to work within our operating budget. We don't plan to come and ask the Council on Aging for, all the money to run programming. That's not feasible. That could be an option. If you want to keep programs free or low cost, you could pull it out of the trust if you're allowed to, if that interest amount is, something that is like 20,000 or something, you could help supplement programming to keep it little to no cost for the 60+, but that would be up to you. But our plan operationally is to start charging fees like we did prior to ARPA. And we just need a little bit more time, like I said, to get that system up and running.
Jenna, Ron?
What Jenna said sounds reasonable. I think this is just for this fiscal year. I think it makes sense to fund the way we had in the past prior to ARPA, and then going forward with the new fiscal year, make it part of the operating budget. So I think it's a reasonable request.
Thanks, Ron. I do remember it was more towards 800 to 1,000 a month.
Right.
So that's like a third
Yeah.
quarter of what they're asking.
And I think your point is a really good one. We don't want to establish a new precedent.
No, not at all.
So, but the concern right now is moving to a new system that will require some time before it can be implemented.
I think it's hard because we have a lot of changes that we've never had before. And it's, again, it's up to, we've never had to go to a payment system. We can't take cash. These are things, that we didn't have to face before, or else we'd just be going how we used to be. We just have to get through a transition because we gotta get to that system. You gotta get to these things, and it's just, this isn't gonna be carrying on forever. It's just we're not asking, like before ARPA, at $1,000 a month that we were up to, 12,000 a year. We're just asking for not even half of that, just for a shorter period of time. And we haven't even touched it.
Jean, or then you, Jonah.
Hi. A quick thing. Why don't we start with maybe just a month And as far as the birthday lunches, eliminate the lunch and just do a cake.
We have a motion on the table for the full amount.
Right.
So,
Are you proposing an amendment? Friendly amendment or?
did I make the motion?
Yeah.
I don't accept the amendment. Let's vote on it.
Okay,
And,
that's absolutely right. Okay,
And then
John,
someone can make another.
exactly, if the motion fails, then, yeah, John.
I'm in favor of it. I'd like to point out a couple of things. One, we did have 2.5, 3 years where these funds were
Yeah. Running
getting interest. I mean, the one that I'm most interested in a short period of time, picked up $3,200. So, and the others had to be taking that because they had lots more than my wife's did. And, but we really should be thinking about very carefully what Marilyn has pointed out. I know a little bit about the trust funds. I've read them several times, but I only retain a certain amount of it these days. But I think we all need to go back and read those over and have an understanding of what we should and should not be doing. But I do speak in support of Nancy's motion.
And I think maybe it's, Jenna, you mentioned that she's going to be, calculating what those amounts are, and that will be important for us to hear at a future COA meeting. So maybe we can put that on it, if she has it by January's second Monday of January, that would be excellent for us to add to our agenda. So, yes, yeah.
I'm persuaded personally in terms of non-reservations on the basis of we have not been using the money, so we've got a bigger pool. I can live with that. I do just want to raise one last cautionary note. Last time we learned that the budget request is going to be flat, but we're also hearing that costs are up, and we need to be thinking about a budget that keeps pace with costs. And I'll just throw that out there.
Well, I attend all the lunches here and people enjoy it and they enjoy the birthday cake too. If you start cutting into what people enjoy, then we less enjoy it. We did have Eastern Middlesex here when Jane Burns was here. People didn't like the food. We couldn't identify it. When we were served it, we knew what the bread and butter was, the soup was good, but the other food, we don't know. And unfortunately, it's delivered to people who are at home. So, and these trust funds, why aren't we spending the money in here? What are we saving it for? What generation?
We want to make sure that we're staying within the limitations of how they've been defined.
Well, let's spend it
And
as
then
it's been
also we need to
defined.
know what the interest amount is so that we can.
Let's
say.
put it towards what's
But I think your
defined.
point too is, Rosemary, that the quality of the food speaks value to participants.
Yes.
So, and that the quality of food has increased and people
Yes.
are
People
thinking,
enjoy it. People need the social time.
yeah,
They have to get out of their house and come and be with people. Isolation is no good for any of us. And I come here to be with people. I need people. If I was alone at home, I'd be a cuckoo. So, you need to have these different activities that will draw people in. I say spend the money. We save it
it's
for.
been a very good, important discussion, so I appreciate the conversation.
I
Yes.
move the question.
What?
All those in favor? What'd you do? All those in favor? Oh, wait, we have to do a roll call vote. The question has been moved, so I will take a roll call vote. Jean?
What's the question? Did you give me to?
Move the
Nancy
question,
to approve
meaning
the-
that we, no further
this is
discussion, we
request.
go right into voting for Nancy's motion. So Jean, do you approve moving the question?
Could you please repeat what we're voting on, please?
We're voting on ending discussion on the current motion.
I agree. Yes.
Karen,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
Rosemary,
Yes.
Nancy,
Yes.
Marilyn,
Yes.
Karen, yes. Okay, so no further discussion. Now we vote on the motion, which is what Nancy proposed. And what that is that she requested that we approve up to $5,000 for community lunches, birthday lunches, and other exercise, yeah, for the month of January, December and January. And so Jean,
No.
Karen,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
Rosemary,
Definitely yes.
Nancy,
Yes.
Marilyn?
Yes.
Karen, yes. So the vote passes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to 1. Thank you. Thank you. Excellent discussion. I really appreciated that. Marilyn, did you want to talk further about, or should we just hold off on?
Last month, I fumbled my way through a motion. I haven't had time to think through.
So this is further to under the trust fund?
Correct.
Yes,
Right.
this is part of the trust fund and vote.
I started to try to make a motion, but I didn't, we tabled it because it's not in January, so it's not. Several of us have spoken about wanting to have a COA sponsored and trust funded social event to help expand inclusivity in the community by having a meeting with or event with refreshments and doing things like teaching people how to subscribe to the town minute manager, how to subscribe to notifications of when committee meetings are coming up, and also to get an update on what's going on with RCTV. I'm a little concerned that we've had scope creep here, although I don't think it's bad. I think maybe we need two separate veins of events, because Jenna very nicely said, I'd like to help participate in that, so we have, consistent information going out about RCTV, and also a good opportunity for people in the thick of it to speak up. And in my mind, I can see a whole meeting going to that, and that's not a bad thing. It's a good thing and badly needed, I would say, but not where this idea necessarily started out as a periodic inclusivity thing that would be broader than just RCTV. I'll throw out my motion and we can take it or leave it. So, motion I propose to authorize spending up to $500, so it's talking refreshments, from the Burbank Trust Fund for an outreach event for age 60+ Reading residents designed for community inclusion during a social event with refreshments by presenting how-to info on topics such as how to subscribe to town manager and notifications of upcoming committee meetings, as well as updates on the RCTV.
Is there a second?
I will ask.
Wait, before you ask. We need a sec. Can we?
I'll
second. Thank you.
Now, can I ask?
And on the last motion, did we say what fund it was coming from? We better go back to that. Okay, well, then we did. Okay, yes.
Okay, let me see. Not enough to that.
I'm
Are
sorry.
you talking about teach people on the computer how to get this information?
Yes.
Among other things, right?
Among other things, and it could be changed. I would like to see this be at least an annual event, ideally maybe every 6 months.
I think people need that more than just once a year.
Yes, I
Exposure.
think that would be great. And so topics will change as the year went on.
And especially the time period with entering into now with construction. Everybody wants to know what's going on. You have to find a way to give them the information.
And Jen is ready to tell.
Well, that's the question. So Marilyn, you talked about free.
Yeah.
Got the great words you used with that. And I think what you were referring to was, so there's this part which is about helping people figure out how to get information on a whole variety of things, which would include how to get information that is being published about RCTV. And so I'm wondering if, rather than worrying about scope, we don't think of it as two distinct, as you mentioned, think of it as possibly two distinct events. And maybe this is one, but how to get the information, and the other where we might want to share specific updates.
And I think it's like Jen has input. I appreciate your concern, Jenna. We don't want two different
Well,
things.
see, and then that gives,
going on.
then that second thing could be coordinated with Jenna as a separate kind of,
Something run by RCTV as opposed to by the COA.
or run, but I don't care who runs it, it's
Well,
just,
money.
it's dedicated to that specifically, as opposed to, this is how you get, because they are posting updates about RCTV and everything, so that could easily go under the how to, and maybe.
It could, but you can't ask questions of this number of people. It would be an hour.
Well, right,
I think we need to think about the recap updates. Because, and I think it has to be a very coordinated effort between the council on aging and the town, executive staff who's working on this. So I think there's, I just think it has to be very coordinated. In order to get the information out, so it's going to alert people to open questions that need answers and need discussion on. I don't think it's just a presentation, but is what. I think you're looking for something that wasn't suggested. Yeah. Well, that's what I heard. I heard that in part. That's important. It's fine.
So it sounds like you're thinking about an annual, at least an annual event sponsored by the COA. And this could be like current CO, come be informed about current COA issues. And I mean, we need to be clear about the purpose of it so that it draws people who are interested. So I mean, I'm just, I mean, it's.
I was thinking of calling it, to go totally corny, swinging 60s, to get in the swing of things, know what's going on in town. I mean, a year from now, it might not even talk about
Exactly,
retail.
yeah.
It might be about, who knows what, yeah.
So it's about being informed about things that impact those of us.
And it's a social event, there'd be
Yes.
refreshments, it would be,
Yeah.
it would be sort of a COA party of
Yes.
sorts that's informative at least once a year.
Yeah.
Strikes me as being in line with what the trust funds are all about and our particular mission. Right now, we've got the overriding interest in recal, and certainly questions are going to come up about recal. And I also appreciate, we really do need a recal update, and maybe that's a separate whole meeting that's dedicated to
But that could be
recal. Yeah.
altered. I do wonder now with the timing, because
Right,
we
right.
will need to work with whoever is the next, who's Chris's replacement. I think it's an excellent idea.
Mhm.
And maybe but I think we really do need, support of town staff and whoever, I think.
Well, it could be at the library and it could be pizza, and it's not necessarily linked just to Pleasant Street Center. It's nationally what's going on with
But we
60
also
plus,
need-
is Medicare changing? I mean,
But we need town staff to help us get the word out.
we could use it, yeah.
Yeah.
It would be least expensive to do that, for sure.
Yeah, and that's why I'm just,
Alright.
but
I have no problem with tabling this till later,
well,
but I
or
think
we can
need a
still
recap.
vote, but in terms of
Right.
scheduling it.
Or I can withdraw it or table it for later when things settle down, but I do agree, we really need a recal update for the community soon, and I would hope recal would run that.
Yeah, and I know what the timeline that I had presented since August, the operations team had presented was that a community meeting would happen probably sometime in February, along with a select board update. And I think a select board update we're trying to do even sooner. But certainly we can update the seniors and tell them how we've been going to the Council on Aging and recreation meetings. We can email blast out the links to all of the meetings. We could send email blast out the PowerPoints for the operations plans. And we can set up coffee hours. We could set up a lunch and learn, things like that in the new year to get more communication about recal. I haven't personally been hearing that people want to know more at this stage. I think that they know that the construction's going on, the pre-construction's going on, and then the bids are going out. But as far as anything else, we haven't really had a lot of steam until we get into the next phase and we get into the programming and what people want to see and get into the design more with like the actual chairs and the colors people want to see. That's when we bring everyone kind of in. But certainly we can give an update about what's been going on with the bids and the pre-construction documents and all of that, and talk about the future and talk a little bit about the operations plans. And I'm happy to work with you, Marilyn, on that, or Karen, about coming up with a comprehensive plan. And I think it's a great idea, Karen, to see who comes on next, and we can all kind of work together to figure out what's going to be best. But I love your idea about having the swingin' 60s group and talking about everything. I think it would be great, and I think people would love it.
I think it's two separate
I
events.
agree.
that you're
The more I
talking
thought about it
That's what
since
I'm
last
hearing.
month, and I agree.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
So Jenny,
And-
you're talking about there is something that will be happening in February.
Yeah, I think I had the community meeting for the public in February, and usually when we had done those public meetings in the past, we've done multiple. We've done one at the town hall, we've done one at the Pleasant Street Center. I think we did have a lunch and learn for one of the public meetings at one point when we were going through the feasibility stage. So we can talk about what might work best.
Yeah.
I think the lunch and learns are pretty popular because those are the folks that come every day. And they want to probably know a little update, right, Rosemary? And John?
I think this should be scheduled every month, put right into the pleasantries and have an informative session.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's many subjects that the people who come here need to be updated on, not only the new building that will be going up. All the different committees. We're really not knowledgeable about all the different committees, how they interact, what they actually do, where we are in the process to get something done. People need to know that.
Yeah, so this is retail and then this is sort of like
60s.
So what would you like to do, Marilyn?
I think I appreciate having the new director on board would be important.
Yeah.
And they may wanna add a twist to this or not. I would say, I would like to withdraw the motion and bring it back when we, not that we'll ever be able to replace Chris, but when someone new is sitting in his corner of the hallway. That's probably the time to try to start swinging 60s. But meantime, if people have thoughts and topics that they would like it to include, that will help prepare us for it. Change your mind. And
I love the topic, we'll bring it up again.
Yes, okay,
Okay.
all right.
I think
got
we've
the
all,
motion
it
written.
seems like there's agreement that this kind of activity is what the COA is needs to be doing.
Yeah, this is what the trust funds are in
Yeah.
large part about, is
Yeah.
things like this.
Nancy?
On the topic of recal though, I'd like to make a motion that we start devoting one lunch and learn a month to an update on what's happening in retail.
Well, it's not on the agenda. So.
Yeah, and that's a funding thing too, so
It's a.
we would just want to look at the budget
Well,
there.
I would definitely like it on the next agenda because Rosemary is so, that is so true. What she's saying, tuned in, that, and if we, we started this whole project gung ho, getting community support. And then when the permanent building committee came on, it all kind of fell by the wayside, and it's time to resurrect that again. So at next meeting, I'm going to make a motion that every month, one of the lunch and learns is devoted to recal.
Okay.
We only have one lunch and learn a month.
Yeah, we can have two.
We can have two.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be lunch, it could just be, yeah.
And it's
We'll
not.
talk about it then, okay.
And
Some
it's
type
not-
of
it's not
activity.
town budget, it's trust
Yeah.
fund money, so it's ours to spend.
Yeah. Okay, so thank you all. The next item is the
Jane's hand was up.
Oh, Jean?
Hi, if I could add to that, is there any way that we could put this into motion this evening and start this perhaps the end of January as an informational, even if it's coffee and tea or whatever? I think it's important to start this sooner than later than waiting another month.
Well, to be honest, we have a meeting next Monday, and we could put it on our next Monday night's agenda. If there is a sense of urgency.
Yeah, I mean, I think that I would be able to commit to giving an informative session next month at some time. That's not a problem for me. You have my word. I can ask Jane too if she can come along with me and we can put something in the pleasantries, but we just have to figure out if there's a space available there, and if not, maybe we have it at the town hall. So I don't think it's necessary to do any type of emergency vote, you have my commitment that I can get that together. And Rosemary,
Thank
maybe
you.
you and I can work together, so you could tell me maybe what time or day would work best for most people. Or
Jenna,
Chris can tell me before
I
he
think
he departs.
And Jenna, I think really should involve the COA representative to the permanent building committee. In
That's you, right?
determining the content.
Yeah.
And the
Sounds good to
COA,
me.
the COA chair would be very happy to attend as well.
Jenna, thank
Awesome.
you. That's a great idea. With
Yes,
appreciation.
thank you, Jenna. Thanks.
No, thank you guys for the insight and the good ideas. And I think you're right.
I'm sorry.
Thought I want to throw out to you is what comes so naturally and easily to each of you, because you're on different committees, you're involved in the town. All these different initials and what each group does is completely foreign to people come here. If you stand in front of them and you say COA and the VCAL and this and that, we won't know what the hell you're talking about.
So that's why we need to do this.
That's why.
We won't know what you're talking about. We
Yeah.
don't know how they interact, what they're involved with, which organization does this and that. And basically going forward, people are going to be interested in the new building. What's being done? Why is it being done? How is it being done? What's the timeline? Okay, I'm done. Go ahead.
Oh, it's gonna move and move.
I guess I can't help pointing something out. We used to have these afternoon coffee hours where people could come in and learn about stuff.
And no one did.
And we were lucky if 3 or 4
Yeah,
people
nobody
showed up.
Well,
Right.
then you
So,
have to partner
but
it with
please.
something that's here. Go ahead. Sorry.
People are interested, but they're not really that interested. But lunch and learn, boy, they love that. I mean, it's Fat Larry's. Come on, we gotta get there.
Well, that's the thing. It has to be associated with something.
Food.
with
Yeah,
food.
where they're here.
Right, we recognize
But
that.
but even if they're here for the food, they're still only mildly interested in what's going on.
But it's
There are
still
a
our
certain few. But if
responsibility
you
to-
notice, it's the same few that stand up and ask questions and give input every time.
Yeah.
There might be 60 people here, and there's maybe just a handful that are actually interested in participating.
You bring us back to reality, John.
Can I say one thing? Okay. Keep in mind, if you wanna get some information out, there's about 50 people here every Monday for lunch. And you can easily pick up the microphone and give a 5 or 10 minute spiel update. And since the trust funds are helping covering those community meals over the past 2 months, take advantage of the 50 some people that are here every Monday at
That
12:50.
Monday group, is that different than the other lunch groups, or is it a different group of people, would you say, or?
A lot of them are the same, but some new people come in.
I
But-
think that's a great idea, if they're paying for the.
I mean, I make
lunch and
announcements
they're
there every
here.
Monday because there's 50, 55 people there for lunch. Go give a 5, 10 minute spiel.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yes. Any planned gathering here, as Chris was mentioning that one, you should be in front of the booth with a microphone. Today, we're gonna talk about retail. How many of you know what it means? You don't? This is. what it
So we'll
means.
take
This is what
advantage
they
of
do.
that opportunity. That's a good idea.
No, it's
Take advantage of the
piggyback on
opportunity.
all
Yeah,
groups that we have here.
it's, yeah. Gee, last comment, we're moving on.
Okay, I know, but I think that's a great idea what Chris said, but also don't forget, we have to be informing the 60 plus who are still possibly working. Because this is a 60 plus community going forward.
Yeah. Thank you. So the next item on the agenda is the RCTV draft document feedback discussion. In the packet is the member packet that Jenna had presented to us back in.
It's just some feedback, so.
Right, just the feedback is attached to, it's on page 13 and 14 of our packet. And Marilyn had been kind enough to go through and collect comments and things, so I did put that in the packet. I hope people had a chance to review it, because we do want the working group to review the feedback that has been compiled. Did anyone have anything that they wanted to add to the packet? Any thoughts? If not, we can just hand this off to Jenna and the working group. I think there's really great information here, a lot of, some of the things that we want to ensure are considered and recognized and acknowledged and clarified.
There's a question I would have, and I don't even know whether it's to do with this document or another one that's somewhat like it, but there was talk about whether the person had to have, a doctor's okay to use the weight room and had to be trained, properly.
So
to
those
use the weight room.
questions we presented to Jenna from last month. Last month is when we addressed the fitness room packet, the fitness packet, and those questions were in that feedback.
I didn't remember them coming up, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I strongly think we should have both of those.
Yeah, though that was reflected in last month's packet. Thank you, John.
Small questions. We don't yet have a process, and I know you're just reading this stuff, Jenna, so you need time, and I know you're working with a team, but the feedback, I'm presuming, will result in feedback from the operations committee, and I don't know what that process is likely to be. Some of these are pretty serious concerns, some of them are constructive suggestions that, maybe not, but I would like to understand what the process is likely to be.
Yeah. So, yes, Jenna?
Yeah, was there something, I'm sorry, was there something new in this packet? In
Yes,
regards to,
this packet included feedback on the membership packet documents. Last month's meeting was on the
Was the
fitness.
fit-
This
okay,
month is on the membership packets.
okay, great. No, so I haven't had time to review it, but I
Okay.
did send the operations working group your comments on the fitness room. I'll do the same with this, and I'll review it myself tomorrow and send it off to the operations group. And obviously, we're going to be presenting in the joint meeting the programming. So I think the goal is to get the programming and then again, go back to your comments and have a separate meeting about all the comments and concerns that you have with the membership packet in the fitness room. And then obviously you'll have comments with the programming policy. So we'll be going back and forth, and you'll have answers. We won't ignore your feedback, obviously.
Thank you, Jenna. The packet is actually on the COA website. It was
Okay.
posted, so you can just find it there. It's on page 13 and 14 of this tonight's packet.
All right, awesome. Thank you for the feedback. I know too, the Pleasant Street Center team is going to be helping me with the individual packet and coming up with some of the questions for that because we only have the family packet one right now, but they're going to help me with more of the individual packet to say, oh, do you live alone? Are you a veteran? Would you like our caseworker to reach out to you? Would you like? So they're going to be helping me with more of those details because they're the experts. So if there was any feedback on that, that's great because that's what we need.
Yeah, take a look. Okay.
Thank you.
Can I make a suggestion? One of the things that was done for the permanent building committee when they were gathering comments on, most recently for the requirements, the construction requirements, and prior to that, for the, I forget what the process was called now. I want to say architecture, but it was broader than that. But what we did was we put a lot of, like what's listed here in a spreadsheet. And so it could very easily be tracked, whether it was discussed, whether a decision was made, and what the decision was. So I just make that as a suggestion in order to, as a way to track these comments and what the result was. And that's what we did, it was when we were doing layout for the new senior center. And we were able to figure out, like, for example, a suggestion was put in that one of the rooms had a divider. Well, there were a series of suggestions from the
working group members. And some of those things went back to the entire permanent building committee, who then voted on whether that was appropriate or not to add. So for those things, we have a document. What the decisions were, so I'm just thinking in terms of organizing it.
That process.
Yes,
So John, Jenna, we can talk about that, what the process would look like in terms of giving us feedback about our feedback. And making sure that those things are addressed.
Yeah, and I think if you want to do that spreadsheet format, I know you guys are voting on the working group tonight, excuse me, officially. So if you decide that you want to create, you want to still do it the way you're doing it, but also create a spreadsheet, then we can come back and work off the spreadsheet as the operations group too. So I think however you present it to us is probably how we'll respond back to it. So if the spreadsheet works better, that I'm sure that would work for, I can only speak for myself, but I assume that that would be fine and work for people as well. So whatever's easiest for you.
Thank you. Okay. So we, the next item on the agenda is working group assignment and vote. We're a little off on our time. But we've had good discussion. Sorry, Chris. We couldn't make it easy for you last time. So we did discuss this last time, but we needed to officially vote on the members and the mission and the, a vision and assignment for the working group. And so that is why it is back on the agenda for tonight. So we have people who are interested in volunteering to be on that committee, on that working group. And so we need a motion for it. So
I make a motion that the Council on Aging approve the formation of a recalc work group, of which the members would be Marilyn Shapley, Jean Prado, Ron Powell, Nancy Zimlack, and Kate Smart. And Kate. And the purpose, do we need the purpose?
Yeah.
The purpose of the work group would be to, said last time, track, recal, design details related to seniors, draft and organize feedback for the full COA and the staff, PBC, focus on universal design, operations, and senior use patterns, and more.
is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? We did find it was not mine, so. We just needed to make it official. Okay.
Just a point of, that's a good size group, which is always good, and I just
It's
didn't know.
not, it's not.
Open meeting law.
Yes, it doesn't violate, we need 6 members.
Oh,
Yes.
good job, just thought I'd
Yeah,
try to
yeah.
see if I could check you out.
So, okay, so no discussion, all right, take it to a vote. Karen,
Yes.
Jean,
Yes,
John,
Yes.
Rosemary, Nancy,
Yes.
Kate, Marilyn, yes, Karen, yes, awesome. Thank you so much for your willingness to do this. And we look forward, and especially what Jenna just said, and it's included in your motion about, putting that together, that feedback form, which is great. Excellent. Thank you. The next item is the member removal discussion and vote. So it turns out, after attending town meeting, it is something that we can do easily about removing a member who doesn't attend. And so I thought, because I heard that there's somebody else who's interested in joining our organization. And I guess there's no open positions. So we as a COA can vote on a member's removal. And I would like to propose that we remove Tony Leonetta, who doesn't attend, who only attended one meeting. and is unable to be part of the COA. So, I need a motion.
Can I say one thing, Karen? I think this is good. Just if this happens, just, I think it's always good to check to see, maybe why someone's, a board member might not be attending the meeting. Cause I know sometimes, I know recently someone's been in rehab.
Right.
So just be aware of, just keep that on the back of your mind.
Right, that's why.
But I think this one's good. I just want to throw that out there as a,
It's been almost 3 years.
yeah, that one's good.
I know that he joined during my tenure as chair. And then quickly told me that he couldn't attend any more
Yeah.
meetings. And said that he was going to submit a resignation letter to the town. Which I don't know if he did or not, but so so I think he's fine.
Yeah, I never.
So. can somebody make-
I'll be happy to make the motion, but I'd like to say something first. Maybe we really should be taking attendance just for reasons like this.
Well, yeah,
Because we didn't take attendance tonight because we were told we probably really didn't have to, but I think we do. I
well,
really
it's
do.
always in the minutes anyway.
Yeah.
Attendance is always in the minutes.
Right, but the person, I mean, nothing's been done tonight to say who's here and who isn't here.
There's a video.
Well, because then everybody was here, it wasn't online,
Yeah, we
So-
didn't say Sally Boyd, Tony Lynette, and Deborah Small
right?
are
And-
not
and,
in attendance
And
tonight.
Joan,
Oh, and Joan Coco, thank you.
Okay.
okay,
I think
I'll make a motion that we remove Tony Lynetta from the council on aging.
Okay,
I second.
any further discussion? Roll call vote, starting with you first, John?
Yes,
Yes. Nancy?
Yes.
Marilyn?
Yes.
Karen?
Yes.
Jean?
Jean?
I think she's on mute.
He's on mute.
Yeah, Jean. She might have left for a minute, but we still have a quorum. And Karen, yes. That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that was 6, so we're okay. Thank you,
To notify the town.
yes,
And
and
Karen, you know the time, so you said you know done was previously, would that not become effective till next?
they have,
Whatever they-
oh, that's a
I
good
think
question,
it's like
to ask the
sometime
select
in the-
board.
It's like in the
members.
summer. Do they only do it once a year?
Posted and have a member of the VAS here.
Yeah.
So the problem is you can tell town clerk, there's a position open and someone has to apply for it. So they have to post that there's an opening.
Okay.
And so I think that also includes someone,
listed,
an associate
you put
member that wants to
John
move up to a
Krasinski
voting member.
too.
I don't know what status this person was. So then that person would have to apply to move up into the
you didn't.
voting
that's how
position
you
and
did
see
it.
where they are. So you have to
It's an
start.
associate member.
Okay,
So
so
you
you just have to
know-
let them know
But you,
and they'll post it.
that process only happens once a year.
No, it happens
Oh,
ongoing,
okay.
yeah. So
Oh,
once you
that's
have
what
someone
was
that's
sure.
interested, they apply to the town clerk and then they contact
Yeah.
Melissa and I and.
Quarterly.
I think we decided most recently. Is it quarterly? Yes. So I think we're probably coming up to doing it pretty shortly.
Okay, and final item is future agenda items, if anyone has any requests, yes, Nancy.
I think that recal should be a permanent agenda item on the Council on Aging agenda.
Recal or PBC update or both?
Well, I think.
Are
I
they
think
separate?
I think recal, because it encompasses BBC,
Okay.
a permanent.
Well, I like the
building.
PBC, I like the PBC specific update too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, but this could go beyond that.
Yeah, this will be the working group.
Well,
Anything we might come up with in the working group, that would be.
There isn't actually recall. Just BBC.
it's just BBC, yeah. Yeah, either way, then there would be 2 items. One would be permanent, always a permanent building committee update and a recal update. The Recal working group update.
Shoot, I just had my thought.
Can I also make an announcement? I am resigning from the Permanent Building Committee as the representative of the Council on Aging. We do have a volunteer in the wings who is interested in taking on this task. Is it okay if I say his?
Yeah, we'll save it for, no, we'll save it for the next
Okay.
meeting, because we'll
So
vote.
at the next meeting, we're going to vote. So if anybody is interested in becoming that representative, let you know.
We'll discuss it at the next meeting,
Oh, we'll discuss it at the next meeting.
because we will need another volunteer that we will vote on.
Yeah.
Nancy, we thank you so much for all that you've done. I mean,
Well, that is.
Heavy load.
yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
We appreciate everything that you've done on, in that role.
It should be a little less now, but it's still, it's really a watchdog.
Yeah.
Role,
Right, right.
so.
And before we adjourn, John?
Motion to adjourn.
No. Before we
I
adjourn,
retract that then.
we just want to give you a little gift here, Chris,
Oh.
and I did make some cookies. Well, I didn't expect quite so many people and I didn't have enough batter, but just chocolate chip cookies. So to celebrate,
Thank you.
and thank you so much for everything, all your service to the community and all of your hard work and where you brought the Pleasant Street Center to. Yeah, we were so
Yeah.
we're so
The
appreciative.
good thing is I still live in town, so I can be more vocal now.
And if you get great ideas over there, like, so.
I remember he was still like
You
trying to figure out how.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, you're in charge. It's like,
Now you
oh
don't
my
have to
God.
dodge
And you
or
got
leave it.
full.
I know, right?
Asking, you can just walk down the aisle.
Just keep
All right.
walking.
Now, is it okay? I have your
The
permission.
famous words.
Motion to adjourn.
I'll second it.
Okay, and Karen.
Yes.
John.
Yes.
Rosemary.
Yeah.
Nancy.
Yes.
Kate, Marilyn.
Yes.
Jean.
Yes.
Karen, yes. Thank you all. Great meeting. See you next Monday, 6 o'clock here, our joint rec, I meant to say it before, our joint rec committee meeting. Thank you, Jenna.
Waiting with bated breath.
Thank you, everyone.